What was that experience like? Erica Dinero in corporate America. How
Well, I
was
had
that?
to hide my tattoos, and I'm a
Yeah, yeah.
facilitator, so I had to stand in front of people and present and talk some
Of
more.
course, of course. How did you wear your hair?
I'm all short blonde, just short blonde hair. Like my hair is cut short, so my hair would be blonde most of
Okay.
the time. Yeah, and the corporate job that I worked for, very diverse, very open. It was just like so. I, Now I don't even have. We've gotten to a place now we don't even hide our tattoos, our piercings, or anything
Right.
like that. They've gotten really lax as it comes to that. But I used to just like wear long sleeve shirts and stuff like that. I would like I have a septum piercing. I would flip it up, when I was presenting and things like that. But yeah, same things there. I was always sticking up for people who when they felt like they weren't being mistreated, they would come
The
to my
biggest
cubicle
advocate.
and be like, Erica, because they knew I would be the one. I can't hold on to stuff when I feel like somebody is being mistreated. It's being like I gotta say something. But I did learn in corporate America to stop doing that. That's where I learned really like stop doing that, because the people will have you fighting and then you'll be the one looking crazy and they'll be quiet and you fighting for them and they're not saying anything, like
Mm.
backing you up. So I stopped doing that. Yeah.
Oh, right, right. Because it seems like you're like the only one that's kind of taking on all of this.
Yeah.
Like you
And I've
said,
been like
the
that since I was a
one-sidedness.
kid. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you started to figure that out, the
Mhm.
one-sidedness of it all,
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, they're getting too comfortable. Like, let me
And
back
y'all
down a
come
little
to
bit.
me and always ask me all these
Yeah.
questions, but then when it's time for the meeting, nobody ever says
Nobody's, oh,
anything.
you know what? They just threw you under the bus. See there, you
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
see
And
they,
I used to be like, nobody's gonna say anything.
right?
Nobody's
Like,
gonna say anything.
hello, hello, hello. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad you nipped that in the bud. But
Yeah.
so when you are you still in corporate America or no?
Yeah. I'm still at the same job.
Are you still the
I'm
same job?
ready to go though.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready to
Um,
go. I'm ready to go though.
I know, I can imagine. I know. But I want to ask you, Erica, because like I said, you do the corporate thing, but then you're like this, you're also this like eccentric, very wildflower and just so like chakras focus and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So give me some of that take. Give me some of your routine. I want to hear more about your routine on that one because I could tell you do the yoga, meditation, and
Yeah.
I could tell you into the horoscopes and you're
Mhm.
into all of the all of the things. So
All of
can
the
you?
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
it's
dive more
a
into that part
spiritual
of
journey.
you. Yeah, give me your spiritual journey. Dive more into that part of you, please.
Yeah, that started when I was around. Ironically, it started when my mom wanted me to get baptized again. And I always tell the story like when I came up out of the water, it was almost like the veil had lifted again for me. And
Wow.
I
So
was
you
like,
you grew up in the church?
yeah, well, not really. Like I was a Christmas, Easter church
Okay,
goer. My
got you.
grandmother
Mhm.
was, my grandmother had her church home. My mother had her church home. And so, but when she wanted, it was around 17 years old and she was like, oh, you need to get baptized again and this and that. And when I came out of the water, I realized this is not it. I started reading different scripts and things like that. Started getting into tarot reading and things like that. Started reading books. One of the first books I started with was Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's a series of books of him
Mm.
having
Okay.
a conversation with God. And so that was kind of like started my spiritual journey. Um, I've always been, that's have always been my interest, has always been outside of the organized religion.
Yes.
Um,
Where did that interest come from, though? It had to come from somewhere. Where did that interest come from?
um, my grandmother, uh, I think she used to tell me things, both on both sides, both of my grandmothers. They used to tell me things, even though they both went to church, they spoke to me like in a code, especially my maternal grandmother. The way she
Mhm.
would talk to me, it was almost as though she was telling me things without saying them out explicitly. She would tell me different things that when I look back on it now, it was part of our ancestral practices, right? So I would listen to the things she'd say. She would say things like, don't sweep a broom over my feet.
Oh,
She would
they spit on it. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. She would say
Mhm,
different
mhm.
things like that. And then as I'm growing in my journey, I would realize, like, my grandmother used to say these things to me. She used to give me books. Anything I was interested in, she gave me a book. She would encourage me to go read the books on whatever I was interested in. So if I was interested in serial killers, my grandmother was going to go buy me a book on serial killers. If I was interested in astrology, she would go buy a book on astrology, right? And it'd be like a little book, not really, because my mom was like a holy roller. Like she got saved and she became kind of like a fanatic. Yeah, like a fanatic. And so I really just my grandmother would give me books. I just really started to read different stories, and I was always interested in something that was outside of myself in spirituality. And so I started reading different books, and messing around with tarot cards and stuff like that, getting readings and things like that. And then I started studying in energy work. I studied several different religions. I've studied Buddhism, Islam, of course, Christianity, and I've always leaned toward Eastern religions or religion practices. So I started meditating early, learning, trying to, practicing meditation. I eventually became a registered yoga instructor as well. So, and so those are I mean, I just everything. And I really maintained my connection with energy work, because
Yes.
that was for
Okay.
me after studying religions, that was the only thing that felt real for me. Like, this is real. I can look up and I can see the stars. I know the planets exist. And it was always about connecting then to Mother, and connecting to Mother Earth, and being a steward and being a servant to Mother and Mother Earth. So yeah.
So do you believe, well, okay, do you believe in God?
Yes, I believe in the energy that is given the name God.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because I know, I'm asking that for the reason, for later on in this interview, I wanted to ask that because I want to make sure I respect one's belief system. So I wanted to
Yes,
make sure I
yes,
asked that.
yes. I
Yeah.
refer,
Mhm.
I commonly use, universe, or designer. I don't know if people know this. It's so funny, and it's a little bit of trivia. But if you go and you into your emojis, right, and you're using emojis, if you type in God, the the artist's palette comes up with the different colors, like
Mm.
the palette
Oh,
that they hold to design and to paint. Yeah.
okay. You said what now? When I search
Like
for
the
what?
word, like when you go to your emojis and
Okay.
like when you go to your emojis, like you're gonna use it in a text message, and
Okay.
you type the word God, like you're looking for an emoji that will give you God and the palette. Does it come up for you?
No, just
Did anything come up? Like, what's your suggestions? Okay,
oh,
see, for me, my suggestions when I type in the word God as an emoji, hold on, I'll show you.
yeah, please. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Oh, interesting. So, like, because a lot of people, okay, and it makes sense that they say, because God is, they don't know if it's a
Designer.
being or not. It's like your own version of it. Whatever you want God, whether it's a he or she, and it's like, yeah. So that's another controversial topic.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I just want to touch on it just a little bit, because for my belief system, I believe that God is a non-binary energy,
Mm,
because we are
that's a good
both.
one. Oh,
Yeah,
Erica, that's a good one.
we are both. So
Okay.
we are both. We come from both. We're made from both, and all, but none at the same time. Like God, I feel like
Mm,
God is a non-binary energy that is the
that's,
creator of everything. So
mm.
it's both and none at the same time. That's
That's
my
interesting.
theory.
No, that's interesting take. I like, oh, okay. Oh,
Mhm.
I didn't think about it in that aspect. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I really, and that's the thing, Erica. If you don't mind, I really want for you to come back because I want us to dive more into this.
Oh, we
Into
could.
these scriptures. When next time you come back on the platform, we got to get more into this.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. So yeah. So pin that one. Yes. Yes. So but thank you for sharing that because I always wanted to get more into that. If I was able to speak to you directly, like we are now, always wanted to get more into that with you. 'cause I
Yeah, and
always,
I'm
you
and
know,
I've gotten to the place where,
Mhm.
like, I feel like I don't have to try to get anyone to believe how I believe, because everybody has their own journey,
Right,
and I feel like
right.
everybody's trying to get to the same place.
Mhm.
Whatever's in their mind's eye is where they want to go. And so I know that my spiritual practice is better embodied than me trying to get you to follow what I feel.
To follow, like, to
I
confirm
need
to
to
confirm
embody
the
my
word.
practice. I need to embody my whatever I believe in, I need to embody that. So if anybody looking on, I don't have to be like, come over here with me. They can just come because they see like, oh, she's embodied in actually what the things that she says and believes in.
Yeah, that makes sense, you know,
Yeah.
and that's highly respected.